On Global News Prime, Tinubu arrives Netherlands on state visit. MFLA printed 684.5 million naira with 18.9 billion naira, says EFCC in a fresh charge. Kaduna Assembly demands El-Rufai's financial transaction from Ministry on Foreign and War in Foreign Affairs, war in Ukraine. U.S. will send new aid this week, Biden says. On a sport, Igalo set 3-year football retirement plan. Hello and a warm welcome to all of viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime here on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Edikan Michael. President Bola Tinubu has approved the take-off of the first phase of the consumer credit scheme. This was contained in a statement signed by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale. The president believes every hard-working Nigerian should have access to social mobility, with consumer credits playing a pivotal role in achieving this vision. Galile explained that consumer credit serves as the lifeblood of modern economies, enabling citizens to enhance their quality of life by accessing goods and services upfront, paying responsibly over time. President Bola Tinubu has arrived in the Netherlands on a state visit. President Tinubu, during his visit, is expected to engage in high-level meetings with Dutch government officials and business leaders. Our president will also engage in discussions around trade, investment, security cooperation, and cultural exchange. President Bola Tinubu has called for the establishment of a regional counter-terrorism center that will serve as a hub for intelligence sharing, operational coordination, and capacity building in Africa. President Tinubu made this known at African high-level meeting on counter-terrorism in Abuja. He stated that Africa must take a comprehensive approach to combating terrorism by addressing the root causes of the scourge, such as poverty, inequality, and social injustice. Fawzia Lukman has the details.
The African high-level meeting on counter-terrorism holding in Abuja offers a unique opportunity for key players to brainstorm on possible solutions to terrorism and violent extremism that have continued to spread across West Africa, the African continent, and the rest of the world at an alarming rate. President Bola Tinubu noted that to effectively counter the threats posed by terrorism to Africa, leaders in the continent must attack the roots that feed the evil branches, such as ransom and illegal mining, terrorism, and other perfect ways to continuously finance, re-equip, and resupply itself for its sinister mission.
Already, terrorism has taken too many lives and delayed our better future for too long. While terrorism troubles us greatly at the moment, we do well by remembering terrorism is not of Africa. We must tell this imported evil that wants to bend and break us that it shall not succeed. Instead of making us bow, we shall banish it. Let us resolve here.
The president added that besides the indispensability of a regional standby force which mandate includes tackling terrorism, the African region must also strengthen existing counter-terrorism structures such as the Regional Intelligence Fusion Unit (RIFU) in Abuja, the African Center for Study and Research on Terrorism (ACRTS) in Algiers, and the Committee of Intelligence and Security Services of Africa (CISA) in Addis Ababa.
Terrorism's arm is felt far and wide for very reason that has no respect for national boundaries, ethnic, bloodless, or religious creed. We must therefore fight this threat together, combining determined national effort with well-tailored regional and international collaboration. The fight against terrorism requires a comprehensive approach. We must address the root cause of extremism, such as poverty, marginalization, and social injustice.
Under-Secretary General of the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism, UNOCT, Vladimir Voronkov, commended Nigeria for its leadership in counter-terrorism in Africa and for hosting the meeting. President Tinubu, however, commends the courage and dedication of Nigeria's security forces in the fight against terrorism and emphasized the need to halt the proliferation of small arms and light weapons on the continent. Fauziya Lukman, reporting for Global TV News.
The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Alakoyede, handed over 14 recorded assets to Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State. During the handing over ceremony held at the EFCC headquarters, Jabi, Abuja, Alakoyede revealed that the assets recovered by the commission was forfeited to the federal government. He added that the EFCC began an investigation into the development since 2007 and had achieved the conviction of persons in relation to the matter. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission may prosecute 200 forex racketeers trading on a peer-to-peer platform outside the financial regulations. The EFCC chairman Ola Alakoyede gave this indication during an interactive program with editors and bureau chiefs in Abuja, revealed that the accounts were frozen following a court order. It disclosed that one of the accounts traded over $15 billion in the past year. Recently, the federal government, through the Nigerian Communications Commission, blocked the online platform of Binance and other crypto firms to avert what it considered continuous manipulation of the forex market and illicit movement of funds. It also detained 2 senior executives of the finance, cryptocurrency exchange, amidst efforts by the government to rein in speculations on the naira by cracking down on cryptocurrency exchanges. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission urged Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court Abuja to deny the bail application of the detained Binance Holdings Limited executive, Tigran Gambaryan. The anti-graft agency said it was too risky to admit the foreigner to bail, but in the escape of the co-defendant Nadim Ajawala from the custody of the National Security Advisor and his escape to Kenya. Besides, the prosecuting counsel for the EFCC, Emeka Iheanacho, told the court that the anti-graft agency uncovered an alleged plot by Gambaryan to obtain a new passport to facilitate his escape from Nigeria after the EFCC had seized its passport. Gambaryan, his fleeing colleague Ajawala and Binance Holdings Limited are being prosecuted by the EFCC on money laundering charges. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has filed a fresh case at the Federal High Court against the embattled former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. FCC in the charge accused Emefiele of approving the printing of 684,490,000 at the rate of 18.96 billion naira. The FCC alleged that Emefiele broke the law with intent to harm the public during its implementation of the naira swap policy of the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The anti-graft agency also accused Emefiele of unlawfully approving the withdrawal of 124.8 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. The Kaduna State House of Assembly has written to the State's Ministry of Finance demanding details of financial transactions under former Governor Nasir El-Rufai's administration 2015 to 2023. This was in connection with the State Assembly's approval of all finances, loans and contract projects awarded under El-Rufai's administration. The approval by the State Assembly comes a week after the incumbent governor of Kaduna State, Uba Sani, lamented that El-Rufai left him a huge debt profile. Sani, who spoke during a town hall meeting in Kaduna, said he inherited a lean treasury, adding that he could not pay workers' salaries. The African Union and Economic Community of West African States have emphasized the imperative of a unified regional approach to tackle the evolving security challenges across Africa. The stance was articulated during the inaugural joint consultation between the AU and the Security Council and the ECOWAS Mediation and Security Council at the ambassadorial level in Abuja. In his remarks, Nigeria's permanent representative to ECOWAS and chair of ECOWAS Mediation and Security Council, Ambassador Musa, highlighted the dynamic nature of Africa's security landscape. He underscored the emergence of new and complex threats ranging from terrorism and violent extremism to unconstitutional changes in government. The Nigerian Air Force said several terrorists were killed during a joint operation by the air component of Operation Hardin K and troops of the Nigerian Army. The service also said that hideouts in Damasak and Mabad local government areas of Borno State were equally destroyed. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapquet, noted that the terrorists had attempted to attack troops of Sector 4 of the Lada, a border town between Niger Republic and Nigeria, and subsequently fled across the border into Nigeria. It added that the fleeing terrorists who were on 8 motorcycles were later tracked on 2 locations in Zari village about 28 kilometers east of Damasak and Malak Alid in the Moba areas of Borno State. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has announced the reopening of runway 18L at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, following a temporary closure caused by Dana airplanes skidding off the runway on Tuesday. This was disclosed in a press release signed by the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obageli Ora, on Wednesday. And now the Federal Ministry of Education has convened an urgent meeting in response to an alarming online video circulating regarding alleged bullying incident at Lead British International School. The Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko, emphasized the government's steadfast stance against any form of harassment or intimidation within educational institutions. Fauzia Lekman has the details.
During the meeting, the Minister of State for Education expressed deep concern over the circulated video and took decisive action by appointing a 7-member committee to thoroughly investigate the circumstances surrounding the documented incident. The committee's mandate is to investigate the events as depicted in the videos and come up with expanded investigations to other schools using Lead British International School as a case study to address broader social vices. Assuring the Nigerian populace of the government's commitment to ensuring safety and protecting the right of all students, he further reiterated the seriousness of the Federal Ministry of Education in addressing and eradicating vices within the education sector.
If the need arises, we also expand the investigation to many other schools that have this which happened, we cannot just allow it. We use this as a case study in trying to ensure that rights and privileges of students are protected. On the issue of the closure of the school in the next 3 days, that will be addressed as inter-ministerial discussion, and the ministry will resolve into a meeting to address that. It's an inter-ministerial issue, and we will also discuss and respond to it appropriately.
The Permanent Secretary Education, Didi Wilson Jack, inquired about the existence of an anonymous suggestion box at the school where students can lodge their complaints discreetly, while recommending fostering relationship between teachers and students so as to enable students to feel comfortable reporting directly to them.
We'd like to have a very frank discussion with you because it may actually help us in our further deliberations concerning safety of children in school, safety of children, vices in schools, and general discipline amongst children in schools. So we hope that you will open up, share with us, first of all, the issues that led to that particular incident and any other issues you would like to share with us that would help us to ensure that the menace of bullying in schools is actually addressed.
Representatives from Lead British International School, led by Abraham Ogwakambi, head of school at LBIS Abuja, assured the ministry that appropriate measures had been taken in response to the incident, including disciplinary actions in accordance with school policies.
Yes, and I would like to first start on behalf of the school to apologize for the fact that you said you waited for us at 2 o'clock and we were not here. And I want to first of all talk about what led to that. Actually, that letter got to me at about 10 minutes to 12, and we were to be here for 12. But as at that time, there were parents who were briefed in the school compound. We invited the parents of all the children that were involved, and we interviewed them one after the other.
The Federal Ministry of Education assures that it remains steadfast in its dedication to fostering safe and conducive learning environments for all students across the nation. Fauzia Lukman, Global TV News.
The Registrar Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, ISHAC, has said no fewer than 1.94 million candidates are projected to sit for the 2024 examinations in the country. He said these in Kaduna while inspecting computer-based test centers in the state amidst the ongoing JAMB examination. He added that at the end of the examination, there will be less than 1,000 candidates remaining in Lagos, Benue, and other states in the country. Watching this prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using Global TV NG and other handles shown on the screen. One news prime returns. United Kingdom Universities offers Nigerians 44 million scholarships. These and all other stories coming right after this break. Stay with us. You're watching Global Television live broadcast of News Prime. Many time for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Australian police have arrested 7 teenagers as part of wave of counter-terrorism raids across the Sindhi, claiming it was likely the youth may have been plotting an attack. The police said that the suspects are believed to share a religiously motivated violent extremist ideology. The raids are linked to last week's stabbing of an Assyrian bishop, which police declared a terrorist act. Police say the offenders were juveniles aged from 15 to 17. The investigators allege that teenagers belong to the same network as 16-year-old boy who has been charged with a terror offense in relation to the stabbing of Bishop Marie Emmanuel, which occurred during the live stream sermon. And at least 4 people suffered non-threatening injuries after the attack in the Western Sindhi suburb, and Wagley, a 16-year-old, was also hurt. The University of East Anglia, situated in the Norwich, United Kingdom, has announced a 33,150 euros, that is about 44.3 million naira worth of scholarship, and travel costs of 4,000 euros, that is about 5.3 million naira, to Nigerians and other applicants seeking masters in plant and health in its institution. The funding, according to information gathered on the school's website, is a David Sainsbury Scholarships in Global Plant Health, which is fully funded for students planning to travel to the United Kingdom for study. The scholarship also covers postgraduate researchers stipend level, which it said will be determined later for their session of admission, adding that the previous academic year was 18,622 euros. The university also noted that the application is for 2024-2025 academic session, which will begin in September. U.S. President Joe Biden says his country will start sending fresh weapons and equipment to Ukraine within days. The United States Senate approved $95 billion and 76 billion euros for an aid package that includes military support for Israel and Taiwan as well as Ukraine. Biden vowed to sign in of as soon as it reaches his desk on Wednesday, said that aid can be sent this week. Ukraine has recently stepped up its calls for Western assistance as Russia makes its steady gains in its invasion. Included in the package is $61 billion in military aid for Ukraine. It passed the Senate in a bipartisan vote of 79 to 18. In business news, the Federal Ministry of Finance has recovered over 57 billion naira from the 5.2 trillion naira debt owed by ministries, departments, and agencies to the federal government. The Director of Special Project, Federal Ministry of Finance, Aisha Omar, discloses in Enugu during a one-day workshop on the federal government's debt recovery drive. through the Project Lighthouse program for the Southeast Zone. Declaring the event open, Omar, represented by the Deputy Director of Special Projects in the Ministry, Moleku, revealed that the debt came to the spotlight from data aggregated from over 5,000 data across more than 93 MDIs. And in furtherance of effort to sanitize the mining sector, the federal government has revoked 924 dormant licenses spanning exploration mining, small-scale mining, and quarrying licenses, making the announcement at the press conference. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dela Leke, declared that in line with the constitutional provisions, adequate notice was given to all concerned parties through the official gazette of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and number 227, which was published on December 27, 2023. As now, Sharon has the details to tell us more.
In view of the foregoing, Alake affirmed the revocation of 928 dormant licenses, which include 528 exploration licenses, 20 mining licenses, 101 quarry licenses, and 273 small-scale mining licenses. According to the minister, the notice gave all concerned parties 30 days to regularize their status, including clarification on what caused the license to be dormant. A total of 963 licenses were published and notified of the threat of revocation. No fewer than 39 either moved to site immediately or convinced the authorities of the challenges hindering their operation.
It has become imperative to revoke all dormant licenses. In line with constitutional provisions, we ensure that adequate notice was given to the concerned parties through the official gazette of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, number 227, which was published on December 27, 2023. This notice gave all concerned parties 30 days to regularize their status, including clarifications on what caused the license to be dormant. Although a total of 963 licenses were published and notified of the threat of revocation, no fewer than 39 either moved to site immediately or convinced the authorities of the challenges which hindered their operations. In view of the above, which shows our adherence with due process and fair consideration, and in line with the standard policy of use it or lose it, I hereby revoke the 924 dormant licenses with immediate effect.
Speaking further, the minister stated that the action followed due process and fair consideration, whilst it underscores the commitment of the federal government to implement the standard policy of use it or lose it, as enshrined in mining guidelines. According to Dr. Alake, investors across the globe are now free to apply for any of the affected cadastral units on the basis of first come, first serve.
There are so many negative consequences. First, serious businessmen ready to move to site are barred from making use of such sites because the concept of first come, first serve means that the place has been acquired. The country thus loses a lot of foreign direct investment on account of this sabotage. Second, by creating a secondary black market to pawn mineral licenses, the unsuspecting and unwary investor is misled into believing that he can only obtain license by patronizing the black market. This gives our country a bad image abroad and discourages investment. Thirdly, from feedbacks, the amount at which these licenses are sold are so huge compared to their costs from government, such that the funds which they could have used to initiate serious exploration or mining are spent on speculators.
He noted that the revocation is not meant to be punitive. The minister announced an opportunity for affected licenses to make restitution, imposing fines for different categories of revoked licenses, stressing that this also applies to the 1,633 titles revoked last year for default in payment of annual service fees. The minister further warns that henceforth the federal government will not tolerate the nefarious activities of licensed racketeering or those that obtain licenses for speculation in order to offer them to the highest bidder. Sharana J reporting for Global TV News.
Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria has expressed support for the ongoing banking rehabilitation exercise, saying it will empower banks to lend more to the economy. Our President Dr. Ken Opara stated this while speaking on the annual lecture of the Institute in Lagos with the theme Improving Availability of Credit in the Nigerian Real Economy. The critical importance of liquidity, Opara noted that the volume of credit to the real sector activities, namely agriculture, manufacturing and services, is low compared to their critical role in driving economic growth. Now, oil marketers have continued to dispense automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel, at a price between 1,250 naira to a litre and 1,450 naira to a litre in various locations across the country, despite repeated cuts in the price of commodity by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. This also followed about 470 naira litre sludge in the price of aviation fuel, popularly called Jet A, by Dangote Refinery. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery announced a further reduction in the prices of diesel and aviation fuel to 950 naira to a litre and 980 to a litre respectively. The Nigerian movie industry has again been thrown into mourning after the news of the death of another veteran Nollywood actor, Zulu Adigwe, surfaced on the social media on Tuesday. Adigwe's death was announced by the movie's producer Stanley Nwoko in a post on his Instagram page. Adigwe's death is coming 2 weeks after Junior Pope and 3 other Nollywood actors died in And in sport news, Barcelona could be making a bid for Chelsea's Kane Chukwuemeka this summer. The Barcelona had shown interest in the player in the summer of 2022 before his move to Stamford Bridge. The England under-21 star has found it difficult establishing himself in the Mauricio team, making just 9 Premier League appearances this season. The Spanish giant wants to capitalize on his lack of game time to persuade him to dump Stamford Bridge for Catalonia at the end of the current campaign. Former Super Eagles striker Dion Ighalo has dropped a cryptic retirement hint after saying he has not more than 3 years left in his football career. The 34-year-old joined Aweda last August for the Saudi Pro League. Ighalo, a late bloomer, made his senior debut for Nigeria in 2015 as the Eagles lost 1-0 to Uganda in a friendly. After an impressive outing at the 2019 African Cup of Nations in Tunisia, where he scored 5 goals in 7 games and led the Eagles to a third-place finish, Ighalo announced his retirement from the national team. Now, France's record goal scorer Olivier Giroud has reached agreement with the Los Angeles FC to join the Major League Soccer club this summer. It was reported last month that the AC Milan forward is going to join Major League Soccer on a free transfer on a contract until December 2025 and will join this summer after the expiration of his reasonable contract. The 37-year-old, whose contract with Italian club AC Milan expires at the end of the season, has committed to an 18-month deal with the Californian club starting on August 1st, according to reports in France. This will be 8th club that 2018 World Cup winner Giroud has played for over 2 decades. Now, 5-time Premier League winners Johnny Terry and Andrew Curley have been inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. According to the league's official website, their induction followed a combination of the Premier League awards panels and fans' votes from across the globe, resulting in choosing the pair from a short list of 15 former players. They become the 23rd and 24th inductees into the Premier League Hall of Fame, joining Ashley Cole, who was awarded the highest honor at the league this year. There will be a celebration where their new inductees will be acknowledged on Tuesday in London. We now turn to Anthony Mamadou, our sport correspondent, for more updates on sport news.
Hello, sport fans. Welcome to Sports News Update. Liverpool have opened talks with Feyenoord after identifying head coach Arne Slot as the ideal candidate to replace Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season. Slot, who was considered by both Tottenham and Chelsea last summer, has found immense success since joining the Dutch side in 2021 and has become one of the most progressive coaches in European football. He recently guided his side Feyenoord to victory in the KNVB Cup, the second trophy he has won in charge of the Rotterdam Giants, having made them domestic champions 12 months ago. His accolades at the Dutch side have made him an ideal candidate to succeed Klopp at Anfield, and the Reds have now stepped up their pursuit of the 45-year-old. Feyenoord are said to be happy to sanction a departure, but the Merseyside outfit would need to pay €10 million. Former Argentina international Carlos Tevez has been admitted to hospital after suffering chest pains. The 40-year-old, one of only 14 footballers to play for both Manchester United and Manchester City, spent the night at the clinic in the upmarket Buenos Aires neighborhood of San Isidro after seeking medical help. He was due to undergo more tests at another nearby hospital. Independiente said in an overnight statement on X, formerly Twitter, after initially denying their father of 3 had been admitted to hospital. It was not immediately clear whether he would be able to attend a club training session scheduled. The hospital where he is said to undergo further tests has bin named as the Finocchietto Hospital in Buenos Aires. Kylian Mbappe has reportedly agreed to play as a centre-forward for Real Madrid should his move to the La Liga giants materialize later this summer. The 25-year-old looks set to depart Paris Saint-Germain in the summer after a 6-year spell at the Ligue 1 outfit and is edging ever closer to a move to Real Madrid, ending what will be a long-standing transfer saga with the Spanish outfit. There are some concerns, though, over how Carlo Ancelotti will structure his team should Mbappe join, with it perhaps impossible to drop their star left winger Vinicius Junior, while Rodrigo on opposite wing has been in excellent form for Real Madrid this season. Notably, Madrid currently don't have a permanent centre-forward on their books, with Joselu, who is on loan from Espanyol, being their sole option up top. Researchers on a study looking at the impact of head injuries on former footballers, one supported by the Football Association and England manager Gary Southgate, have been accused of a conflict of interest and marking their own homework after their initial findings were published. The health and aging data in the game of football study assessed the link between exposure to heading a football, other impacts to the head, and the concussions with cognitive function among 199 ex-male professionals in England aged over 50. In its first reported findings, which were published last month and are yet to be peer-reviewed, the researcher said the study generally does not support an association between exposure to heading a football and a poorer cognitive function among former male professional players. LAFC has appeared to secure the signature of AC Milan star and French international Olivier Giroud on a free transfer as report of an agreement between the player and club have emerged. According to a transfer reporter, Fabrizio Romano, Giroud signed a contract to join the Black and Gold this summer on Tuesday, just a month after verbally agreeing to join the MLS side in March. His new contract will run until December 2025. Giroud will join close pal and longtime France teammate Hugo Lloris in Los Angeles next season. Giroud can be considered new LAFC player, Romero shared on X barely a day after AC Milan's loss to rivals Inter Milan on Monday, as the Rossonero conceded this year's Serie A titles race in the process. And wrapping it up, Marketa Vondrousova has opened up on her difficult last few weeks with her divorce following the death of her grandfather, Stanislav, which saw her leave Indian Wells prematurely earlier this year. Vondrousova set the tennis world alight last summer when she became the first unseeded woman to win Wimbledon, beating Ons Jabeur 6-4, 6-4 to lift her maiden Grand Slam title. The 24-year-old added glory in the SW19 to a runners-up finish at the French Open and Olympic silver from 2020. Yet earlier this year, she withdrew from Indian Wells early and has revealed that the reason behind this was to be with her grandfather, who had been diagnosed with cancer and his health was deteriorating. In an interview with Czech publication Blisk, Vondrousova has opened up to what has been an understandably difficult period, but insisted that she was still looking forward to getting out on the court in what should be a very busy month at the French Open, Wimbledon and Olympics. And that's how we call it a wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
As we wrap up News Prime here on Global Television, let's take a look at the top stories. Tinubu arrived Netherlands on state visit. MFL printed 684.5 billion naira with 18.9 billion naira, says EFCC in a fresh charge. Kaduna Assembly has demanded Erufai's financial transaction from the ministry. And the Foreign Affairs United States to send new aid this week, Biden says, and as part of Igalo's set 3-year football retirement plan. That's a package of News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles sharing the screen. I am Edikan Mike. Many thanks for watching. See you again.